So here we are halfway through 2024, and the question is, are you any closer to your goals that you made on January 1st? If the answer is no, you might want to keep watching. My name is Suresh Madhavan, raised by a single mother who came to this country barely being able to speak the language, rose up, got into medical school, and ultimately started a business in my garage that is now a multi-million-dollar global corporation. The purpose of these videos is to share with you the lessons I learned from my mentor, who's now a billionaire, so that maybe you, who might be in my situation that I was as a young man, can learn and also transform your life. So here we are, halfway through 2024, and so many of us wrote down goals that we wanted to achieve for the year back in January. Maybe you had a New Year's resolution, or maybe you said at the end of last year, this is gonna be the year where I change my life, this is gonna be the year that I transform, this is gonna be the year that I have this much money, or whatever it might be. And now we are halfway through the year, and ask yourself, are you anywhere near that goal? The year's half over, and you should be halfway there. If you're not halfway there, you're not even 20% there, some of you are not even 5% there, ask yourself, why? What is it? Is it because you're just not doing what you should be doing? Or is it for some other reason? Here's one of the lessons I learned from my mentor, who's a billionaire, when it came to reaching my ultimate ambitions and what I was doing on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis that was wrong. He told me early on to write down what I did every single day. After going through this one time with me, he said, I want you to circle the things that you're doing every single day that are bringing you closer to your ultimate ambition, your ultimate goal. He wanted me to be very tactical about this for a reason. I was just simply going through my day, doing the things I thought were the most important things to do to reach my goal, to reach my ambition. But the reality was, when him and I reviewed this list, only roughly 10% of the things that I was doing during the course of my day were actually bringing me closer to my ultimate ambition of becoming a multimillionaire and ultimately a billionaire. He pointed this out to me, and it was kind of a violent intervention when he said, why are you doing all this other stuff? And I said, well, I'm working. And he said, what do you mean working? And I said, this is my work. This is what I'm doing for work. I'm working. And he said, okay, working toward what? What are you working toward? Are you working toward killing time? Are you just doing things that you think you should be doing because that's what everyone else is doing? Are you being busy for no reason, or are you being busy for a reason? And I told him, I said, this is what I think I should be doing. One of the things he shared with me is that oftentimes when you're talking to high net worth people, people who are worth hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars, he said they are some of the least busy people in the world. It's not like they're just running around doing stuff. They're doing things very strategically, very tactically. And if you want to interject into their world, just like he was making the time to mentor me, he said they'll fit you in because they have a tactical schedule, they have a tactical timeline, and it's very precise. People who you are trying to work with and they're running around like, oh, I'm so busy, I don't know if I have time, whatever. He said that is someone who is clearly not organized and not tactical and doesn't have a strategic plan in place. He said, ask yourself, think about the people in your world who are always saying, oh, I'm so busy, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for this. Think about them for a moment. Are they highly successful? And I told him, no, yeah. And he said, are some of them a mess, a hot mess? I said, yeah, some of them are. And he said, now think of some of the wealthiest people you know, the most successful people you know. If you call them today and ask them to meet with them, have a meeting, whatever it might be, what would they likely say? Would they say, oh, I'm too busy? Or would they say, how does this time on this date work? I said, yeah, the latter. And that's typically what always happened. He said, there's a reason why that's happening. I said, okay. He said, you must focus on this every single day. An example he gave me was going to the gym. At the time I was going to the gym, I was working out, I wanted to, get bigger and have the muscles and all that stuff. And he said, you go to the gym for how long every single day? And I said, about an hour to 90 minutes. And he said, okay, so your goal of going to the gym when you go is to put on muscle and build size and mass. And I said, yeah. He said, so when you go to the gym with your goal to build size and mass, what are you doing in the gym you're working during that hour. You're working out for that hour, that 90 minutes. I said, yes. And I told him the exercises I'm doing. He said, and now you have that written out, you have that planned out. I said, yeah, I have my little notepad that I write out the exercise I want to do. I kind of track and make sure I'm going up in weight and things like that. He said, okay, let me ask you something. With that as your goal, you're never going to the gym and just kind of hanging out on the elliptical for an hour, right? I said, no. He said, why don't you do that? You're still at the gym and you're still working out. And I said, well, yeah, technically I'm at the gym and I'm technically still working out, but I'm not doing what I should be doing to get the end result that I want, which is to get bigger muscles and put on mass and size. And he said, yes. So you're there, you're doing the thing, you're just doing the wrong thing, and it's not bringing you closer to your goal. I said, yeah. He said, okay, most people are doing that for their entire day. They're going through their day, they're there, they're in their office or they're at their desk or they're, whatever they're doing, and they're there and they're doing the thing, but they're just not doing the thing that's gonna bring them closer to their ultimate ambition, to their goal. He wanted me to be very, very strategic, very tactical, and very dialed in on the things I was doing during the course of my day to make sure that they were only the things that were bringing me closer to my goal and the only things that were bringing me closer to my ultimate ambition. And if it was anything in my world that I was doing that was not, he said, stop doing it, eliminate it, stop doing it and focus on those 10% of things that you're doing that bring you that much closer. Starting with that completely changed my world because he opened my eyes to the things I was doing during the course of my day, which I'll get into another video, that were, in my mind, important work. I was busy, so I didn't have time. I was busy working. And I realized that almost 90% of this stuff that I was doing, being busy with work, was not actually, it was just silly stuff. And I didn't know it was silly. I thought it was real. I thought it was important, but it wasn't. So once he opened my eyes to it and he showed me how to delineate the important and the unimportant, the things that were bringing me closer to my ultimate ambition, the things that were pushing me further away. Once he showed me how to do this, it was kind of like having a trainer. When you're at the gym, you don't know what you're doing, so you have a goal, you want to lose weight and get muscles and maybe a six-pack, but you don't know what you're doing, so you're just going to the gym and you're just putzing around doing different machines and doing whatever, and you have no clue what you're doing. And maybe of the 10 things you did at the gym that day, only one of them was actually purposeful. That's what he was doing for me, but with my life, my entire life and my entire day. And it completely transformed my life, and it ultimately led me from being dead broke and having literally a few dollars in my bank account to ultimately building, growing, starting a business, now becoming a multimillionaire, having a multi-million-dollar global corporation, commercial real estate around the country. All of these things are a result of him getting me dialed in to what I was doing every single day and respecting my time. And let me tell you guys, I swore up and down the things that I was doing during my day were important. And boy, was I wrong. I'm gonna go into a whole separate video about how you notice these things and how you delineate them and how you kind of evict them from your life. And to me, it was a violent intervention. And I'll share all that with you down the road. Guys, I'm sharing this stuff with you because, like I said, I start out in this world behind the 8 ball. No father, single mom, and pretty much raising myself at home alone. I had to read the books, watch the videos, and do everything under my power to become a success. Everything was stacked against me. People would say there's no reason why I should be where I am today, and it was just a relentless pursuit of knowledge and ultimately finding a mentor who's now a billionaire who took me under his wing and shared his entire game plan and his blueprint with me. I'm sharing that with you because I hope that maybe someone out there like me, whether you start out like me or not, maybe you're just in a situation where you're not quite where you want to be, and it just changes one of your lives out there. Hey, that's great. Check out some of the other videos. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.